Hey guys, I wanted to make a quick video today discussing a few topics at once. One that I found kind of important because a lot of people are asking, well, what happens if my phone or tablet or anything that I have a Jaxx wallet on is stolen, damaged, or destroyed or compromised in a way that you won't be able to access your funds on the same device? So today what I'm going to do is address that along with moving amounts of coins larger than 1,000 units. So for example, I own a lot of Gollum, and Jaxx will only let you move 999 coins at a time right now. There's an error or a glitch on their end that they're still trying to work out. Well, obviously if I wanted to send 25,000 Gollum to trade with on an exchange, I don't want to have to do 26 different transactions to move that money. So how can I move it all at once? I'm going to show you how to do that too, since it ties directly into what I'm going to show you regarding wallet recovery. And along with the necessity to have Ethereum in order to move any of the ERC20 tokens. So we'll see that today too. As you can see on my screen right now, I have just done a fresh install of Jaxx on Windows. So I am starting from absolute scratch here. I will be moving real money into this address for the sake of this video. But because I'm going to be showing you private keys, this wallet's going to be pretty much emptied out and left abandoned after this video is made. This is purely for educational purposes, and I would highly advise not using this address or private key for anything. Obviously I won't be either because I'm publishing it, so just a fair warning. Alright, so let's get started. These are the release notes for the latest version of Jaxx, which I'm not really going to go through. I'm sure if you've installed it, you've seen these changes. So let's just hit continue. And these are our terms of use. Accept. And we're going to create a new wallet. And we'll do Express since this is the first setup. And we're going to do Ethereum and Gollum right away. Okay, so my wallet's been generated. You can see Gollum and Ethereum, both 0 balances. My addresses should match up the top here, so we just check. Usually I usually look at like the first 5 or 6 and then the last 5 or 6 just to verify. And you can see they both do in fact match. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually send some Gollum to this wallet, and how I'm going to do that is actually I'm going to send Gollum and Ethereum because I'm going to need Ethereum to transfer Gollum later. So right now I am on my phone and I'm loading up Jaxx. Bear with me a minute. Alright, so the first thing I'm going to do is send some Ethereum to this address. So let me click Ethereum, and it's already got the QR code there for me. So I'm just waiting for Jaxx on my phone to initialize. There we go. So I am going to click send on my phone and scan the QR code. And I'm just going to send half an Ethereum. Alright, I just hit confirm, typed in my PIN, and it's on its way. So while we're waiting for that to send, I'm also going to send some Gollum. And in order to show you what I'm going to show you with 1,000 coins or more, I'm going to use a smaller amount because I'd have to do a bunch of work, and I'm going to have to do exactly the work that I'm going to show you in order to do that right now. So obviously that would be counterproductive. So we're going to use 500 Gollum, and we're going to pretend for the sake of this video that it's either 5,000 or 50,000 Gollum. So let's send some Gollum to this address. And I'm going to hit send on my phone. Scan the QR code. And I'm going to type in 500 and send. Confirm it. Alright, let's see if I've received my Ethereum yet. There we go, got 0.5 Ethereum there. My Gollum gave me an issue for a second, so let's retry this. Alright, there we go. So we should have some Gollum showing up in a second here. While we're waiting for it to show up, let's look at the Jaxx wallet settings. Anyone who's familiar with Jaxx will be already well acquainted with this, hopefully, but for all of the beginners out there, this will be a small little lesson or tutorial on how to use and set up Jaxx securely. First and foremost, let me get this out of the way and say, if you use the Jaxx wallet on a computer that has multiple users, or has network access from multiple users, I would not put Jaxx on it. There is a known security flaw that allows people to backdoor the installation files of Jaxx and obtain your mnemonic passphrase or recovery phrase, which will let you rebuild a wallet. And that's important to know because of what I'm going to be showing you later on. In the event that your wallet is compromised, or not compromised, in the event that your device with your wallet is compromised or destroyed or lost or whatever, you're actually going to perform exactly the same tasks that someone who is interested in hacking your wallet would do. This is what I'm going to show you today. Let me just check on that Gollum and see if it showed up yet. Nope. Alright, so let's get in the settings here. I'm going to click this button up here, and just so you know, even though I'm on Windows, this layout should be identical or fairly identical across devices. So we're going to go up to the menu. First we're going to go to settings, and set up security pin is the first thing you always want to do in a Jaxx wallet. So let's just make this 1, 2, 3, 4. And we'll confirm it. My pin's been set. Now I can go back. And the next thing I want to go into is tools. And backup wallet. What this allows me to do is view the backup phrase. So I want to do that. And because this is the importance of setting up a pin. Let's say someone else had access to this computer. If I did not set up a pin and they wanted to view my backup phrase to duplicate my wallet without a pin, they can simply just view the backup phrase. Now that I have a pin set, they have to enter this first. Alright, so you can see here, obviously the QR code's not working right now. This string of words is the backup phrase for this wallet. So if you wanted to regenerate this wallet, you would enter these words in a new installation of Jaxx, and it will rebuild the balance for this address. So what I typically do is I write this down and I keep it in a safe space off of anything digital, because anything digital, anything connected to the internet can be hacked. That's not to say it will be hacked, but you're much better off keeping this written down on something physical and stashing it somewhere that's safe, but also you remember where it is in the event that you need it. So there's my backup phrase, and there's what to do with it. Now, once I go back, the next thing that I can view is display private keys. And this is the same thing, actually, as viewing your backup phrase, because what it allows you to do, again, type your PIN in, display Ethereum keys. Since I installed the Ethereum wallet, that's what it's allowing me to do right now. So I can display Ethereum keys, and you can see the public key and the private key. This right here is all someone needs to hack your wallet. That's why this is incredibly important to keep secure. And Jaxx is a great wallet because Jaxx does not know this key on their end. It's generated after you install the wallet. So this is very important right here. And let me go back and check on that Golem, and then we'll get back to this in a minute. So let's close this out and view my balances. And my Golem still hasn't shown up yet. Oh, there it just showed up. Okay, so now 500 Golem and 0.5 Ethereum. And again, the necessity for Ethereum comes from Golem being an ERC20 token. So it does not cost Golem to send Golem. It costs Ethereum to send Golem. So the next step, let's say we can work this both ways. We can do two scenarios or explain two scenarios at once. So the first scenario is you've lost the device that your wallet is installed on, or it's damaged or destroyed, or you want to send more than 1,000 tokens of any kind. The first thing you're going to do is get either your backup phrase or your private key, whichever one you've decided to back up. The backup phrase is obviously the most common and easiest to write down because it's actual words. If you write down your backup or your private key, you have to get that string of characters exactly right, or it's not going to work. So you've just installed Jaxx. You want to recover your funds. And what do you do next? All right, so on Jaxx, there is the ability, let me find it quick, to transfer a paper wallet or to sync a wallet. And I believe transferring a paper wallet will do, no, this isn't it. So because I set this wallet up already on this PC, it's not going to let me do it. But it was the first option where it gave you the ability to enter an existing wallet passphrase, or not passphrase, sorry, recovery phrase. Because I don't have that up right now, we're just going to skip ahead and assume I've just done that. So I've got into this wallet. This is the wallet that I lost. I have a balance of half an Ethereum and 500 Golem. But because I'm no longer in control of the device that it was previously installed on, I want to get these funds off. I want to get them out of here. So how can I do that? Well, what I would do is I would use two devices again. So I would have this would be my Windows wallet, which is the recovered address, and then on my phone I would have a fresh install of Jaxx on my new device, right? So obviously you're going to buy a new phone or tablet or whatever. On my new device, I have a fresh installation of Jaxx, which means that my Ethereum address on my PC here is not going to match the Ethereum address on my phone. They're two independent wallets, independent devices. So what I'm going to do is go to my private keys, and type in my PIN, display Ethereum keys, and I'm not sure how this works on new installations of Jaxx, but I've been using Jaxx for a little over a year now, and back when I first installed it, Jaxx would change your Ethereum address periodically. So I actually have multiple Ethereum addresses and multiple private keys, but they all store in the same location on Jaxx. So I know that's a little confusing, but for anyone who's new or beginning, I'm sure you'll just have one public key and one private key to worry about. So the next phase is to open up a browser, and you are going to go to myetherwallet.com, and you can do several things on this website. This is actually a great source for making offline paper wallets, because the keys you generate right here are your own. They're not stored anywhere. You can create as many wallets as you want, and they generate, they don't go anywhere else, and you can back up the files on your computer, or you can simply write them down on paper. But we're not interested in that. We're actually going to go to Send Ether and Tokens. And because this is an Ether wallet generating site, you can use any of these functions to actually load a wallet from a different source. So I know my private key on Jaxx. So I'm actually going to select my private key and copy it. And I'm going to select private key on my Ether wallet, and I'm going to paste it here. And now I can unlock this wallet. This is the importance right here of why you need to have whatever device you have a wallet on absolutely locked down. That means that from the time you boot your phone, I'm going to use my phone as an example because I have a balance on my phone that I need to secure. You want to have at least biometric locks if your phone has it, or a secure PIN. And I also have my phone encrypted, and I have my SD card on board encrypted. So if you ever pull the SD card out of my phone and try and stick it in something else, it won't read. You have to use my phone with my SD card in order to read it. That being said, when my phone boots, before Android boots, before the operating system boots, you actually have to type the PIN in. So the phone is functionless until you type a PIN in. On top of that, once I load Jaxx, I also have to type a PIN in to do anything useful in the wallet. And those are the two biggest security tips I can give you if you plan on storing crypto on a mobile device. The other thing is to make sure that you're only on Wi-Fi when you're using Wi-Fi. And I can't stress enough that if you can afford it, if you can get a cheap one, use a VPN. That's a virtual private network. That will keep your device also more secure when you're using public Wi-Fi or anything like that. I personally never use public Wi-Fi. I don't trust it, and it's just something that I personally don't choose to do. So I'm not really worried about that. All right, so let's continue. Let's go back to the main display on my Jaxx wallet here. You'll notice my balance of 0.5 ETH has also shown up on my Ether wallet. There's 0.5 ETH and my Gollum tokens, 500. Now, assuming that these Gollum tokens were 50,000, my Ether wallet does not have any issue with sending X amount of coins. So if this was 500,000 Gollum or 5 million Gollum, you could empty this wallet in a single transaction. And I performed this move a few days back when I was trading some Gollum for library tokens, and I moved 25,000 Gollum in just a single transaction by generating my actual Jaxx wallet on my Ether wallet. So how does that work? All right, first of all, you need to know the address that you want to send to. And for me, we're going to call the wallet that I just sent from my phone to the computer, we're going to call that my new address. So what I'm going to do right now is get on my phone, and I am going to copy my address. There's a little copy button. And then typically what I like to do is I'll get on Facebook, and I have that open in another screen over here. Now what I can do is from my phone I can get on Facebook, and I can copy and paste my address into a status update or status post, and then because I'm on Facebook on my phone and computer, I'll see that post update. And give me a second here. There it is. So I can copy that comment now and paste it into my Ether wallet. So this is my public address. This is the address that shows up on your main balance page in Jaxx. Anybody can see this address. They can't do anything with it other than send you money. And if people want to send you money, go for it. I typically delete those comments or status updates on Facebook just because I always get questions about, what am I posting? Most people don't even know what that is as a cryptocurrency address, so I just get rid of it so people don't ask me about it. Now, once you have that entered, you have two options here. You can send your Ethereum or your Gollum. And the first thing I'm going to do is send my Gollum, because if I empty out my Ethereum right now, if I send this 0.5 Ethereum to this address here, I won't be able to move my Gollum because it costs Ethereum to move Gollum. So I always move my tokens first. And my amount to send, I can send entire balance. And it tells me the gas limit here. That's how much Ethereum it's going to use to generate that. And now I can generate transaction. And this is the transaction data, raw versus signed. This is pretty irrelevant if you don't know what any of this means. So if you're new and this seems intimidating, just don't even look at it. It's more or less just a last check to allow you to confirm what you're doing. But as long as you have this address correct up here where you intend to send your funds, you're fine. So just hit send transaction. And it's going to give you a warning and tell you what you're about to do, and you say, yes, I am sure, make transaction. Excuse me. All right, so two things you can do here. Verify the transaction. You can click this, and it will allow you to see the transaction on Etherscan, which is a really cool site. This is the Ethereum Block Explorer. It actually says it right up there. And what that means is you can type in any transaction you know, any block you know, and any address you know, and you can actually see it on the network, how many confirmations it has, how much of a given token was sent, and to what address it was sent to. So you can see obviously from and to, right? Now the other thing too is check transaction status. And this will let you know from my Ether wallet what exactly is going on with the transaction. And so right now it's telling you that we're pending. And I've never used these before. I actually don't really understand how that works, so I'm not going to go into that, but just know that that's there as a function. And right now we're just going to hit refresh. And I'm actually just going to pause the recording for now until that goes through, and then I'll start recording again once our transaction's initiated. Alright, so the transaction's initiated. You can see it's recognizing it as a contract token for Gollum. And I have one confirmation so far. Usually with Jaxx, I'm not sure how many confirmations it needs. I know in the wallet itself, it lets you know that you've reached at least 12 confirmations, and at that point it'll say 12 plus confirmations from that point on. And for anyone unfamiliar with how a blockchain works, once your transaction is posted to the public ledger, which is the blockchain, it is there forever. So I will get from this point on as many confirmations as long as the Ethereum network exists, as long as there's an internet connection to every node on the network that is validating transactions. And okay, so right now you can see I've only had one confirmation, but the Gollum just showed up in my Android wallet. So the last thing to do now, because I'm done with using my Ether wallet, is to send out the Ethereum that I used to make this Gollum transaction. So the next thing I'm going to do is click ETH, and I'm going to send entire balance, and you can see it says 0.5 over here, but because I used a small portion to send Gollum, it's not quite 0.5 anymore. It's, you know, a really ugly decimal. And so since the address is exactly the same, I'm just going to hit generate transaction and send, and yes, I am sure. Alright, so looks like we got a weird little glitch going on down here. I think the top one is showing me the latest one I just did, so let's just check. Yep, so this one's pending right now. And it just went through, and I just received it, I believe. Let's see here. Yep, there it is. Okay, so I just received 0.499100153 blah 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 Ethereum on my Android wallet. Alright, so what does that look like? Because we really didn't interact with Jaxx at all at the moment on the computer. We simply grabbed the private key and used my Ether wallet to do everything else, right? So let's grab Jaxx, and you can see it's kind of in like a dulled out gray mode right now. That's because it's been sitting idle and it needs to refresh. So usually you just have to click it, and you can see right now, see that it's already recorded the transaction is going through, and I've done nothing on Jaxx. So it zeroed out my Ethereum balance, and we can go to Gollum and see the exact same thing. Give it a minute to refresh, and my Gollum should disappear as well. And usually Jaxx has a real finicky refresh rate. I'll give it a second. There it is. Okay, so it just disappeared. So that is the importance of the private key. We were able to bypass this entire wallet. We were able to bypass the security of Jaxx just by having that private key. All I had to do was paste it in my Ethereum wallet as a send ether and tokens address through the private key, and we were able to empty it out. So if you could imagine someone having access to your private keys, this is exactly what they could do, is bypass your device security entirely because you've given them the keys to the kingdom, per se. Um, so now, obviously, since I've done this demonstration here, this address is just going to be rendered inactive because I've compromised it by publishing the private key on it. Uh, but I hope this was an educational lesson on the functions of the Jaxx wallet and how you can circumvent them in the event that you need to. The other thing to remember too is that the pass or the let me just go back here. The backup phrase is exactly the same thing as your private keys. This is what actually generates your private key, is this phrase. So this is as important as your private key. If somebody has this mnemonic: suffer, casual, hollow, addict, inherit, discover, blanket, lyrics, warrior, bubble, page, vivid, if they have those words in this exact string, they have your private key. So never share this with anybody, as well as your private key, obviously. Other than that, like I said, once you've transferred funds from the lost wallet, consider it dead. Never send funds to it again, and keep your new address, secure. What I just showed you now with the Jaxx wallet, this can also be done with any wallet software that allows you to see your private keys, and any good wallet will allow you to do that. If there's a wallet software out there that doesn't allow you to have your private keys, don't use it. That is not safe, because they have control of your private keys, then you don't. That's the exact same reason why you don't keep funds on an exchange wallet. They control the private keys, you don't. The other thing is, websites go down all the time. So if a website goes down, you don't have access to those funds. You don't have access to that wallet. So again, any wallet software can be circumvented as long as you know the private keys. And this is just a particular example using my Ether wallet. If you're using different coins like Bitcoins or Litecoins, there are similar methods to do the exact same thing we just showed here. I'm not going to demonstrate that because I believe this is educational enough for Ethereum and the ERC20 tokens. Beyond that, I hope this was educational, and if you have any questions, obviously comment on the video, or I'll be posting this to my Facebook group as well, so feel free to comment and question me there. Thanks for watching.